Chef Buff Army, this video is going to be incredibly simple. We're talking about how should you train and how many calories should you consume if you're sick. Meaning, if you feel like absolute dog shit, should you still train the same frequency and with the same intensity? And how should you eat? Here's the key point. If you're sick, you have to evaluate how sick are you. Do you have a little bit of sniffles, just a little cough? Then maybe you could go in and train, 80, 90, 95% intensity. But if, as you notice throughout the week, you start to feel more sick, then you should dial it back. Allow your body to recover. A good general rule, if you feel under the weather, is to reduce everything by about 20%. 20% less volume, so if you train 5 days a week, that means you train 4 days a week. If you lift, 300 pounds, you'd be lifting anywhere from about maybe 240 pounds. Going a lot lighter, doing less volume, and doing less total work. And for those that are concerned that they're going to lose all their muscle if they don't train for one day, Skippy, relax. If you lose weight while sick, which is normal, it's usually water weight, maybe your muscle glycogen, not your actual muscle. When you immediately go back to training, you'll get a rebound of that extra weight. That water weight, the glycogen, will refill itself. If you feel very sick, I'm talking you're getting hallucinations, signs of the apocalypse, and you're delirious, you should absolutely not train. Take the time to recover. Trust me, I know a thing or two about this. In fact, I'm going to tell you a little story. It goes something like this. When I first started training, I was absolutely adamant that I trained every single day and that I tried to increase all my lifts. Well, one week, I was not feeling so hot. I continued to train. I continued with the same intensity, always trying to lift more weight. But as the week progressed, I got sicker and sicker, and I wasn't feeling good at all by the time Friday came. I get there on Friday, I start warming up, and my warm-up is going very bad. I'm talking I'm getting a fever, I'm hallucinating, I'm just not feeling it, but I'm determined. So I load up my new max attempt, maybe it was about 265 pounds, and I try to pull it off the ground. It was the slowest rep of my life, and I started shaking like I was having a seizure. I get the rep up, and immediately after that I get a cold sweat. I feel really bad. I rush home. I got one of the worst fevers of my life, and I had to take a week off training. I did absolutely nothing but stay at home and watch Oprah, people. That is what happens when you train while sick. You're only going to hinder your recovery and make yourself look like a jackass. But don't worry, I learned from my lesson, or maybe I didn't. After that week of recovering, I went right back to the gym when I was feeling maybe about 40%, and I tackled once again deadlifts, went too intense, and got sick for another several days. So trust me when I say that if you're feeling very sick, I'm talking fever, maybe stomach problems, you don't feel 100%, you should not train, at least with intensity. If you're going to train, it should be nice and light. Speed, dynamic days, going slower, doing less volume. If you do experience that period of inactivity, you have a fever, you just can't train, the next question becomes, how should you eat? I would argue that you should try and eat at your maintenance level, the same amount of calories that you're roughly eating when trying to build size. Now, for certain conditions and some individuals, this might be really hard for you to do. I myself, when I get sick, if I experience stomach problems, it's really hard to get down the total amount of calories you're supposed to consume. My advice would either be to go liquid, so I'd have a lot of protein shakes, I'd have some yogurt, things that are easier for myself to digest, and in addition to that, I would just try and consume the maximum amount of calories as my body allows. So let's say my maintenance level is 2,600 calories I'm supposed to consume for the day. If I could stomach 2,000 calories, great. This goes back to the exact same point. Your body is very resilient. If you're sick for a week and you're under eating and under training, you're not going to lose all your muscle mass or your strength gains. I guess this video covers one of my most important topics, and that's training performance. The rule is that the energy you put in the gym should match the energy that you currently have. Meaning, if you feel once again like crap, you shouldn't be going for 1 rep maxes or training, with double the amount of volume that you normally do. On the other hand, if you feel great on a particular day, all the weights feel light, that would be the day that you train extra hard and try and lift more weight. You always train to your body's capacity and ability. So it goes without saying, if you're sick, you should train slightly less and allow your body to recover. And depending upon the nature and the severity of the illness will determine how much you train and how many calories you can consume. Just know that your body will not lose its muscle. If you're currently all banged up right now, sick, wondering what you should do, relax my friend, pop open the first Conan, the only real Conan, the Barbarian, and just enjoy yourself. Your muscles and your body will take care of itself. And if all else fails, just go to a rub and to zug and you'll be feeling better in no time.